My name is Sir Muscles, and this is Team Liquid Strat on Arsenal.
What? And that's exactly what happened. So Team Liquid just setting up and stalling. That bandit tricking killed so much time against FaZe. A ton of time. So much so that FaZe needed to totally recalculate their advance. And it was just a misplay by a couple seconds from the Zofia onto the bandit that could have very easily allowed the attackers to open the wall up. Misfortune for FaZe ends up costing them as they try to go in through garage. There's nobody pushing construction. It's way too linear of a push for FaZe. They all stack up and they all get gunned down. Liquid doesn't need to break much of a sweat. They don't get restless. They commit to the lines of sight. They commit to where the push is coming from, and they repel it effectively.
Parker.
10 seconds to go.
I got that one.
Got my trump card ready.
5
There you go.
seconds left.
Inglorious. I remember that one.
Yeah, you are correct.
It was a good movie. Now, or it is a good movie, I guess. Now, FaZe going for an execution here on the bottom floor. Again, over the last 5 matches, regardless of winning or losing the map overall, Liquid has yet to lose a defense on the bottom floor of this map. So, I guess with that kind of a record, you should expect this to be a Team Liquid win. So with that out of the way, we can just skip these next 2 minutes. 2-0 for Liquid, and we'll move on. Unless FaZe are going to be the upset to that. I mean, it'd be cool to see. Apparently, and I didn't even know this until I looked at the stats. Apparently, we haven't seen that for a while. The roam upstairs for Liquid. FaZe trying to lock down that top floor. Still a roamer over by Cash, but at least they do put pressure on the roamers on the master side. Looks like they pushed most of them back. Mozzie has just hacked. I think he got 2 drones. Couldn't quite hear that second one, but I know he got at least 1. So those pests working really well. As will Nesk. This team gets the first kill of the round. Down goes Ion. Now FaZe already a man down. A little bit of a struggle here.
Thatcher being down as well is usually quite detrimental. However, you look at Liquid's lineup, and the only denial that is in play is the jammers from Moringa. So you don't have to sweat too much if you're FaZe. You obviously don't enjoy the fact that you're trailing, but also a lot of those walls have been opened up due to the roam that we see from Liquid. Those jammers that might be positioned on Church, because we don't know the exact area for every single one of Moringa's gadgets, could end up being a major problem, but that's something that FaZe will encounter later in this round. They still have a lot of work to do. They need to find the remaining roamers for Liquid. They need to punish them, and they can't fall mercy to this time. Yuna will push back over towards Dirt, and that's one of his exothermic charges gone. He's actually used both of them. I'm not sure where the other one would apply. Kitchen Hatch is still soft. So FaZe, still, as I said, that have a lot of work to do. Yeah, it's going to get even worse for them, especially now that they just lost Astro. And an impact grenade will blow up some of the gadgetry from the Hibana on that Kitchen Hatch. So this is a major problem for them.
So either Moringa was still roaming, or he walked up Oil Pit, climbed the ladder, and got a kill in Garage. Either way, huge oversight from FaZe. They don't have any more exo. You missed. The default cam is still up as far as my eye. Unless my eyes deceive me, it's still up. But a push down the hallway will work for Yuna regardless. And he gets church control. This is really shocking for Liquid. They shouldn't have forfeited this. It shouldn't matter in the end in a 2v4. But Yuna is going to go for a plant. And there's good cover from Mav. They'll get one of the C4s. Great job playing by Moto. Plant now. Yuna playing by the black box. He can hold this pretty easily. Mav will go down in the hallway, though, and Yuna's also going to lose his fight. So, Liquid will get an easy disable there. And, yeah, 2-0 Liquid. So a nice try there for Yuna. Seeing an opportunity to push down the hallway and taking site control.
I like to think that that was a lot closer than a 4v0 will show you. And for people that might be some novices,
So what you just saw there was Team Liquid Strat on Arsenal, of course, right? Now, they brought the Mute and Mozzie combo and are doing a similar SSG strat with how they're wasting time and, just with the castle setup as well. But it's quite a bit different in several ways. Now, in the first round, you notice they bring an alibi, and I assume that's for impact tricking in a late round because they bring their roamers back to site like SSG does. They prioritize their lives and they try and waste as much time as possible. As long as they can have as many bodies in Arsenal at the end of the round, they're going to have a very easy time winning. Now, you'll notice that Mozzie had prepped the church wall, so that's why I think it was for impact tricking. But Alibi also can provide some early round intel with how she sets up her prismas. She sets one up at stage, with peeking through like a punch hole, so that if they come through stock, they're gonna, shoot that punch hole, and the defenders are gonna know that. Now, obviously, this is a different round. What they have Goyo doing is sitting in sight, and he puts a Vulcan shield in dirt. He puts 2 in blue, 1 in each hallway of blue. Now, what the anchors are doing isn't super important. They're kind of flexible, except the castle. You want to keep the castle. The real part of the strat is that you're going to notice the roamers are very aggressive at the beginning of the round. They try and get that first pick, and then they go and hide somewhere, which you just saw Mute do. He got that person on that window, drops the gym hatch, sits in strip. Now these people are going to be looking for Mute. They're going to have to drone out the whole top floor, while they're also worrying about jammers and Mozzie pests. And so it's going to take a long time. It's at 2 minutes left on the clock. They have 1 less person, and there's still 2 roamers. So you've got Vigil, who's creating uncertainty. He's playing pretty passively, as you can see, already rotating back to site. But his ability is making it so that the attackers don't know if Vigil's he don't know where he is. Now Mozzie's still upstairs in cache, trying to waste as much time as possible. He's being pinched, but he does take out Hibana with him, which is extremely valuable. They have 1 less hard breacher. But the Buck does take out Mozzie, although he still helped his team significantly. There's now just 1:15 left on the clock, and it's a 3v4. This is a tough situation. They haven't even cleared all the roamers. Mute is still in strip, so they have to start executing on the site. And a nice thing for them is they're going to notice that you have that barricade on that toilet's doorway and the castle barricade on the pool table doorway. That's going to make the attackers feel safe, like they can execute on the site, and they'll have the audio cue if Mute's going to come flank on them. But they're probably just assuming that nobody is in strip because it's blocked off, and their strat tends to be waste time, rotate back to site. Now this is why making assumptions is bad, because this is going to hurt FaZe. They've got nobody watching where the Mute would be, and Mute could simply break down that castle barricade and take out those 2 people in Moto. And you'll notice that Mute gets that Jackal momentarily, shoots him. He does get traded, but still, 15 seconds left, it's a 2v2, they're in a good position. Now, Goyo just gets tapped, and in this round, Liquid does not win the round, even though this is their one of the most commonly won sites, and as Kickstar said earlier, they have never lost this in the last few months. So I mean, they had won this 95% of the time because FaZe beat them this one time, and it was close too. The main problem here was people losing their gunfights late round. They had a good start. They should not have lost this because it was a 3v4 at the beginning of the round. They had advantage. They had so many advantages with them. It just came down to losing gunfights, and that it happens sometimes. Now they're going church again. They're gonna have a similar setup, but they're bringing Legion instead because the attackers have not been pushing blue, nor have they been pushing dirt. So it's a good choice for the Legion to be taking that, and it's good that they're still keeping the Vigil. They can still be wasting a lot of time because the Alibi wasn't very useful last round. She's good if you want the fragging capability. I'd say she's a good first round pick. You see how it goes. If they're trying to open that church wall, I'd say bring Alibi. You can impact trick, you can get that intel as well. But ultimately, with the way that the attackers are attacking the site, a Vigil's a better choice here because he can extend the amount of time that you waste. Now, here you see they're just doing the same thing here. But the common occurring theme is that the roamers play like monkeys. They swing everything. There is not one thing they don't swing. Even if they shouldn't swing it, they swing it, and it seems to work every single time. And you're going to see that here with Vigil, who is sitting in Mute locker of all places, very unexpected, like the Mute just sitting in strip. Well, not Mute wasn't entirely unexpected, but they had it barricaded off, so I guess you could say that was unexpected. But these guys play in a lot of weird spots. And speaking of Mute, in the first round you saw that he was sitting on rafters and just took out Zofia when they walked by. Like they just play in weird spots and wait for the attackers to come to them. Then they peek and they always take him out every single time. That's how it's going. And with the first round, you had the Alibi who was playing on main stairs. She got an early pick and just rotated down main and retreated back to site. Now here you've got Mozzie and CCTV. He's in a bit of a dangerous position with that Hibana on that CC window. Could get picked off and almost does here, but Hibana looks away at the wrong time. Now Mozzie's just kind of like, he knows that wall's gone, CC wall's gone, so he's rotating down. He's done all he can. He shouldn't be taking any gunfights here, so he's going to rotate to secret and just, keep his life longer. Now, you can notice that he's taking some damage. He tried to make a play, probably tried to be aggressive, but I assume it didn't work out, so he took some damage, but he still kept his life. Less than a minute and a half now, and there's still no roamers cleared and no progress has been made except map control. But Vigil's in kitchen. He's just sitting there, not doing anything, waiting. It's almost at a minute on the timer, and the attackers have no progress with executing onto site. And here Hibana's getting ready to go for the hatch, and Vigil just gets her like that. Easy peasy. And he peeks out at bar, takes a fight with whoever that was, but he knows he's kind of in like a bad position. He's not going to live this. He's just trying to play time and get as many picks as possible. Now, he hears that barricade break behind him, and he just gets close up and he just starts peeking it. He peeks out as far as he can. He hears a person running back and then takes out Buck. So he's 2 for 1. He took out 2 people with him. He wasted a lot of time. There's 30 seconds on the clock now, and it's a 3v4 with absolutely no hard destruction done besides, well, actually nothing. The Moto hatch was already opened. And there you see Thatcher taken out, and Yuna, the Thermite, almost dies. They're playing super aggressively in Arsenal. They're opening that wall, they're shooting at him, they're peeking everything. But now, there's 10 seconds left. It's a 2v1. They don't need to peek things. They need to play passively. They need to stay alive. Thermite's down. Legion's dead. He's going for the last kills. Castle tries and gets Astro, but it is not successful. That is how Team Liquid defends Arsenal. They play super aggressively, and they try and get those early picks so that they can waste as much time as possible, rotate back to site, and have the advantage once it gets to late round. That's all I had to say for this video. If you learned something, give the video a like. Toodles!